And turning now to Capitol Hill, where lawmakers are about to gavel in on a hearing of critical importance. Is it safe to reopen schools? The House Select Committee on Coronavirus will hear testimony on whether schools are prepared for the in-person learning being pushed by the White House. In an interview this afternoon with my colleague Andrea Mitchell, Monica just mentioned this, Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar was asked about the president's false claim that schools can reopen because children are basically immune.
Isn't the president sending a dangerously reassuring message to parents, teachers, and school systems who are now deciding whether to open classrooms?
Well, Andrew, I think first and foremost, the president, we all want to make sure our kids are safe and our teachers are safe when they go back to school. But we do believe that can be done, that if we put our mind to it, if we have a presumption of figuring out how to get kids physically back to school, in most circumstances, we can make that happen.
But just hours ago in a court in Florida, the biggest teachers union in that state argued that the state is not ready to bring students back to the classroom. The Florida Education Association is suing Governor Ron DeSantis over his mandate for in-person learning. Joining me now from Miami is NBC News correspondent Sam Brock. And Sam, just on the president saying that children are basically immune, we should note that yesterday Twitter took down a tweet from the campaign reposting the president saying that during an interview, saying it was misinformation. So tell me, what are we learning down in Florida with this lawsuit, and what's going to happen when schools start to reopen there?
Katie, good afternoon. Good to be with you. I think it's an important footnote to make, as the science is so unclear over how this affects kids, not just now, but in the long term. In the month of July, there were 25,000 children under the age of 18 who contracted COVID-19 in Florida. Katie, that's about 800 a day. Keeping that information in the back of your mind, what's going to happen here with this lawsuit? The headline from today was that the matter is now going to be resolved in Tallahassee, not in Miami, but no date for that discussion over a possible injunction so far has been set. And the clock is ticking here in Florida because some schools here in the state are set to open on Monday. It is really hard to see how this matter gets resolved legally in one business day, in 3 or 4 days before some of these schools open. Now, as a point of comparison, in New York City right now, they're debating whether or not to reopen schools. They have a 1% positivity rate. Chicago, the third largest school district in the country right now, just decided they're going to be scrapping the hybrid model, going exclusively to online learning to start the school year. They got 400,000 kids. They're approaching a 5% positivity rate. In the state of Florida, yesterday that rate was 11%, so more than double what we were looking at in Chicago. That's why you have people like Frederick Ingram from the Florida Education Association you just mentioned voicing their concerns. Here's what he told me.
We don't know if these schools are going to be safe. We don't know if we can keep our students healthy. We don't know how many people are going to die. But what we can do is do everything that we can to protect our students, to protect our teachers, to protect our cafeteria workers and bus drivers and paraprofessionals.
Frederick, what is your gravest concern about heading back to school right now?
This is life or death. People are going to die. People are going to die in our schools, and we can do something about it.
Now, an attorney representing Governor DeSantis and the Florida Board of Education did point out that there are 65 school districts in this state, and they are allowed to submit their plans, which could conceivably involve completely online learning. But there's huge variability across the state right now, Katie, and that is why concerns are so elevated right now. Obviously, the safety of children involved as well. Katie?
Sam Brock in Miami. Sam, thank you very much.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.